Hello everyone, welcome back.
Welcome back from an extremely long hiatus due to the gooses fecking over to Italy.
Well, let's say we tried to take that into account and prepare in advance, but things went fucked up on your end.
Anyway, I'm Icarus and he's Gooses, and welcome back to our show, dear viewers.
Yes,
let's just forget you ever heard any of that.
In our campaign here, we are just beginning our assault on, I think it was Arminium, in Latium against Rome. So at our very front we have our Balearic Singers, behind them are our Hoplites and Tarentine Thoreo Spears. On this side we have some of our melee troops and cavalry. The Apulians, our Libyan Thoreo Swords, our Ambacti, we have our Arios Epones, we also have Numidian Cavalry there. The other side will probably be our Elephants and other infantry. Yes, and the cavalry. Probably our Libyan finishing cavalry. So Ambacti there, Elephants. Our, yes, Libyan Phoenician cavalry. Libyan Thoreo Swords, and I don't know what other melee sword unit that is.
Huge fan of those Libyans, aren't you?
They're nifty, they do the job.
Right, so, who are we attacking?
We're fighting Rome's garrison troops.
Ah.
So there's my Ambacti clashing with those Italian swordsmen. Probably go well for our Ambacti.
Yep.
Yeah, Ambacti are pretty cool.
What's their main strength again?
Ambacti?
Yeah.
They're strong melee fighters.
What should they?
Although they have small shields, so their missile block chance and melee defense are not very high.
Sure, they're probably not a huge fan of shields anyway. Fist fighting and swords are more their foray, I suppose.
Iberians sometimes do like using small shields. They use a shield called a Kytra, small buckler type shield.
I'm pretty sure it's just an ego problem on their end.
Whereas Celts like using large oval shields. Though Iberians did use large oval shields too. But anyways, we got this brawl going on as the rest of the garrison troops have rushed out to our hoplites. I think it's going to be okay. Here's our other Ambacti, just standing there.
It's standing there doing fuck all.
Yes. See how things are going
bastards.
here.
Oh, can't tell. Oh, whatever. I'm going to
Our
assume
Tarentine Thoreo Spears are fighting some town guard. There's our Sacred Band. Our Tarentine White Shields. Louis Caspides.
Very literal.
Yes, there's that tendency for the Macedonians to name regiments after the colour of their shield, or at least they have nicknames referring to the colour of their shields.
Are there other examples?
Calcaspides, bronze shields. They're a pike regiment in the Macedonian army and Seleucid. The Arguraspides, silver shields. They were part of the Seleucids. Also part of Alexander's army, but they were a slightly different unit.
Well, I guess it makes things easier on our end.
And also the Arguraspides may have turned into Roman armed infantry. Which is why they exist in DEI also as the Arguraspides Torakitai, silver shield swordsmen. Yeah, our Tarentine Thoreo Spears are not doing so hot.
They're facing a heavy offensive there.
Yeah, they're fighting lots of enemies, none of that'd be great. And our Ambacti are charging after those levies. Marine
Trying
levies.
to hit them at their backside. Oh, look at that, a half-built Colosseum.
Technically, the Colosseum name referred more to a giant colossal statue than the actual building.
Oh, alright.
It was called the Flavian Amphitheatre.
Oh yeah, I remember. Sure, I probably garnered that from an Assassin's Creed Brotherhood database.
Probably.
That's the thing, no one ever reads them.
We should probably do Assassin's Creed series at some point. I think we've talked about this before, you and I. Start with the first game, and then just move up.
Yeah, I definitely remember that.
I'll have to look into that.
Oh, and our Mbakti are having pretty decent opposition against the levies right there.
Well, yeah, levies are shite at melee. They're light javelin troops, not exactly meant to fight at melee. Here's our Galatian swords, Galatian mercenary swords. They've been changed now to spear units.
Oh, and here's our elephant now.
Yes, our African war elephants. And our Apulians are fighting some Principes and winning. The Apulians are very strong.
Sure, I had no doubt in my mind.
And now our elephants are charging to the enemy blob.
Ooh, that's rough. Oh god. Strong battering ram there.
How'd you rate that?
Probably rate that a 6. So they only barely made it a quarter of the way in.
And now those Pedites extraordinari are being pelted by shots. Italian horsemen fighting my Libby finishing cavalry and hitting my slingers, but getting my slingers away. And now they're beginning to rout, so that's good. Anyways, our Libyan Thureos swords are fighting off some levies.
God, we're only like 5 or 10 minutes in and already there's a giant bloodbath.
Yes, but what happens when you start with a battle?
A lovely bit of spaghetti bolognese there, I'd say. And I should know because I make my own.
Oh, do you now?
Yes, I do.
Do you make proper bolognese? Or do you just throw tomato sauce in?
I'll throw tomato sauce in.
Trust me, I haven't made a proper bolognese myself from scratch, but I would like to at some point.
Well, our Italian guards are putting up a decent offense, I'd say.
Town guard aren't very strong.
That was nasty.
How would you rate that one?
Probably an 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they managed to break through their defenses and did quite a bit of damage there. I'd say they're pretty much going to be scraping them off the ground afterwards, so...
Yeah. And my slingers are hitting those guys at a pretty vulnerable spot.
Sure, why don't they just join in the rave?
Yeah, so my general's got a sacred band bodyguard and he's holding off a lot of those troops. So yeah, we're basically winning this battle.
An area scratch on us.
Well, we've taken some casualties.
Sure, that amount of damage that we had anyway, I barely registered that as a scratch, honestly.
Well, we'll just have to see the end result, shall we?
Indeed. Well, our elephants are pretty much storming the grounds there, making short work of all those pathetic...
There we go, now we've entered the routing phase.
Where's that easy button when we need it?
Well, we were fighting parts of a legion that was inside of a town, so fighting them and the garrison. The other night I was having a look at the units in what Radius mod has. I was like, Jesus, some of these are just so weird.
How so?
The thing about Radius is, it's kind of the opposite to what DEI does. So the units are pretty much just completely made up fantasy. And some of them are just so weird. I'm like, these just... What's the point of this unit? They just seem to be exactly the same as this other unit here. Some of it is that, some of like these units are just weirdly made up. You know?
Yeah.
And just seems so random and arbitrary. Although I guess the Seleucid roster wasn't too bad for the most part. Yeah, but then I have to check
well
what was
done.
in vanilla.
The settlement is yours. I thank Baal Hamun that he has given us.
Yes, and we can shut off that advisor.
Yes, fuck off, please. We get it.
So yes, it was a heroic victory. Our casualties weren't too bad.
Ready for greatness.
See, barely a scratch on us.
And we sacked it.
We'll take this place.
Then I attack it again.
Very excessive, I must say. Leave the poor bastards alone. You've already done your worst to them.
You command.
Well, you see, sacking and raising is kind of the better thing to do in settlements that aren't your culture.
I know. Still feels a bit extreme.
Well, this is ancient warfare. What do you expect?
I expected ponies and kittens.
Well, you need to learn more about what they do in ancient warfare.
I'm just a naive young boy.
Yes, you are. A foolish boy.
That's me.
So we're moving our spy just a teensy bit, and we see this legion. The first legion.
Ooh.
Mostly auxiliaries in it. Oof. So, the first legion and 2 other legions fighting outside Arminium. And I decided to auto-resolve that. Why did I decide to?
Not even worth the effort.
I think it would have been an interesting battle to have fought. I don't know, that's just so weird of me. I think probably because it would have been a large battle, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to jump right into the meat of things right away.
Anyways, we have a battle against Massalia. Defending against Massalia. And we retreat here. So we got another research tech and construction. Some mercenary veteran here, levels up. Okay, because we got extra upkeep reduction and extra experience for our troops.
Not a bad trade-off, I'd say.
No. Those are 2 of the best things you can get from your mercenary. You want your champions because you want that experience buff. You want your troops to get as much experience as possible. And we've recruited some Gastrophates there. Gastrophates.
Who are they?
Crossbowmen. They're pretty cool and pretty strong.
What kind of crossbows are they?
The very basic ancient kind of crossbow.
Ah.
And it looks like we'll be getting our Atlas elephants relatively soon. Because I've just expanded the level 3 Punic barracks, which gives you Atlas elephants. And Libby Phoenician thorax swords, but I don't get them yet till thorax reforms.
All this waiting's making me angsty.
I built a separate battle hormone in Asculum.
Ready for battle. Alhamdulillah be praised.
What's going on over in Latium then?
We're moving our troops around.
Make haste,
For the
men.
glory of our people.
Like chess pieces on a board.
Yes, you could probably say that.
Ready for orders.
I'll say that one thing I'm actually, on a not less related topic, I'm looking forward to is this overhaul mod coming out eventually called Rise of Rome 666.
Duties, men.
And what does it entail?
It's an overhaul of the Rise of the Republic campaign. It's a mini campaign that takes place in an earlier period, and they're making it happen even earlier. It's kind of a DEI overhaul, kind of,
but not quite.
Well, I think it's being worked on by Jake Armitage, who's one of the DEI devs. Him and a guy, Marco Damon, who I mentioned to you privately, was the one responsible for developing the Dong. Well, first of all, before we go into the main stuff, we're attacking this force, the Bite of the Basilisk. It looks like it'll probably opt to auto-resolve. In hindsight, you can see here I'm being critical of my tendency to auto-resolve so much. Some of these could have been interesting battles.
In the name of
Yeah.
Carthage.
I'm very disappointed, Kunagoose, as you're skipping out all the best bits.
I know that. The thing was, I recorded this months ago. Probably nearly a year ago. Well, no, months ago. It would have been nearly a few months ago.
I
but still.
apologize on behalf of you, dear viewers. Kunagoose just doesn't know a good battle when he sees one.
It's probably because I fight so much I get lazy.
Sure, that makes sense. You kill so many people, you just get bored of it after a while.
Yes. Throwing up bodies into the furnace, you don't really care what you're doing anymore.
Mighty Carthage.
I wouldn't call it so much boredom as it is just desensitization.
Yes. But as I was saying with dongs, so for those who don't know, there's actually a DEI submod called Dong. Stands for Definite Overhaul for Naked Gentlemen. Basically,
Of course, that's what they like to tell themselves.
Well, that's what Semen called it.
Oh, my lord.
It basically gives a dong model to naked units, so it can actually look properly naked, not wear a bloody loincloth. Or if you remove the loincloth, have a bare crotch. So,
We fight for you, my
Marco Damon, who helped in developing that model, he was working on this overhaul for Rise of the Republic called Rise of Rome. He's apparently an archaeology student from Italy. And Jake Armitage got involved, and now it's kind of a DEI project. Though mostly being done by Jake Armitage and Marco Damon. And it's going to incorporate some of Jake Armitage's Test Judo mod, a sub-mod for DEI that he created. So it'll be interesting to see when that comes out, but that won't be for at least probably till next year, probably next summer, I would say, the earliest. But yes.
Sure, the anticipation levels will be through the roof by then. They'll really pay off.
It'll be very interesting to see because it's, again, a much earlier time period. Oh, I set my tax levels. So I didn't know my tax levels were at the medium, you might say, normal. So I lowered them a tad.
Tax is boring anyway.
Another skill. For who? A Governor General.
Strategos.
Yeah, strategos. It's Greek for general. We don't exactly have the Punic term for it. As I think I mentioned before, a lot of the unit names are Hebrew more than Punic.
None will escape. We take this
That's hitting
settlement
Retium.
for you, my lord.
Let me guess. Another auto-resolve.
Maybe. I don't remember, so it's good to see. I've recruited a dignitary to help spread Punic culture faster.
At your command.
What happens to slow and steady wins the race?
Well, I at least wanted to get my culture spread quickly enough to stabilize things. So So I decided to build
I
a
would have
herding
gone for the
ground.
grain pits.
Well, I think the herding ground gives you a bit more wealth. And helps supply better.
Hmm.
At your command.
Yeah, need a bit more replenishment there.
My lord. I want hourly
Looks like a new Governor General here to help protect Taraco. I tax it.
Aidi Tanit. Bless our journey.
Preparing for my assault into Massalia.
How can I serve Carthage?
Specifically, I'm going into Gallian
We fight
Armenensis.
for you, my lord. Setting forth
Maybe
in the
them
name
back
of
to
Carthage.
help replenish.
You have further orders? Carthage.
Decisions.
Yeah.
Which one will he go for, dear viewers?
Gotta go for the balance. Balance is all things should be.
I'm getting impatient, man. I need to see some action.
My lord.
What about you, dear viewers? Do you want to see some action?
And now we have captured Arretium
At your
Yay! We captured Iridium.
at the expense of a lot of people's lives.
Sure how else are they gonna get pizza?
So we decided to build either looking between either the temple or the local agora. Go for the local agora. And it's very Italiki. They're a pretty nifty unit.
ready for battle.
How so?
They're just pretty nifty, kind of a decent enough sword unit. I use them early on whenever I play as Rome, but I eventually get rid of them.
What? If they're so nifty, why would you get rid of them?
Because Rome's own sword infantry are pretty much as strong, maybe even generally stronger, and they're from the same population group. Plus, even when they get evolved, when they get upgraded in thorax or in mariner forms, your legionaries are basically just as strong, and they're even lower population group. So there's not much point using them by that point.
Guess that makes
Anyways,
sense.
We have the remnants of Roman Legion attacking one of our towns.
I just saw the pre-battle outcome. It's not looking good in our favor.
Well, let's hope to change that, shall we?
Let's hope.
I put yes, I have my Carthaginian militia here.
I have a bunch of we have some Libyans on our assault team as well, I assume.
Yes, we've Libyan spearmen, Libyan javelin men, and Carthaginian militia, and Libyan townsfolk.
So we have our Quaiti
Equites, consulares.
Equites storming the battlefront.
Yeah, that's cavalry.
Ooh, and the horse is down. He took one for the team.
Yeah, that's the general bodyguard. Equites consulares. Consular equites. Equites samnicti medicinalii.
Ooh, and javelins are pretty much showering the battlefield.
Yes. So basically their cavalry did a really dumbass decision.
You think?
Charging into my hoplites.
Makes you wonder where they got their training.
Yeah. Well, the cavalry wasn't that bad historically.
Based on the performance here. What's only going on, it still applies. Oh, you have your white shields, or what were they called again?
Locaspides? No, I don't have any Locaspides.
Ah,
They're Tarentine units. So that means they're from Tarentum. Or Taras. Those guys are just the Carthaginian militia protecting.
Very nice tree there. Get back to the action, man!
Yeah, I think I'm kind of hopping over these guys probably because they're about to move in, I'd say. But yeah. And I was probably distracted.
No, please go back to the trees. I was enjoying all the textures. I was enjoying all the textures there.
And we see some swastikas on the shields.
Oh dear. Swastikas, that's no good sign.
Well,
we should censor that.
in our modern day, that's not a good sign. Back then, it was a pretty normal symbol.
I think we should censor that, dear viewers.
No. But I won't lie, it is an aesthetically pleasing
Moving in
symbol.
now. They're coming to join the party.
Yeah. Well, converging on the troops. They're holding just about.
Oh, nice to see our tree again.
See, I'm moving these guys gradually.
Who do we have over here?
My Libyan Javelin have been throwing a few shots into those guys. And my spearmen are just waiting to charge at that moment.
They're waiting for the right opportunity.
Yes. So at the end of the month, the 2 new books should arrive. Those will be fun to learn, read and get info on. Celtic Warfare and another one's about like Iberian Celtiberian Warfare. So those will be interesting to read.
Well, I hope it's a good read.
Yeah. Currently in the beginnings are trying to research and write on scythe chariots. Because we're going to probably try and make a video on that.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. So our Carthaginian militia is starting to break.
Oh, I'd say they're pretty close to routing.
Yeah.
Sure, that's the problem with them. They pretty much open themselves up to being surrounded on all sides. I mean, yeah, they may have more open space, but they're pretty much surrounded by the enemy here.
Oh yeah. I think I'm waiting now I'm charging my Libyan spearmen. So I can look quite rough, isn't it?
Indeed. It's not looking good.
Well, the balance card is in our favour.
I know, it's not looking good for them.
Oh.
Sure, it's a massive rave now. Everyone's coming to join the party.
Yes, you love going on about that, don't you?
It's just my favourite metaphor to come back to. Well, we already have a bloody
didn't you
mess
say
here.
that it was like a massive raid? Then wouldn't that make it a simile rather than a metaphor?
Hey look, there's fighting!
Townsfolk are attacking those Ligurian skirmishers.
I assume they're just trying to cut off their escape.
I think he's trying to make them rout.
Well, the Principes are losing numbers quite rapidly, I must say.
Principes. Well, let's just try to follow the Italian pronunciation.
Sure, there's nothing wrong with being accurate.
Well, it depends what you mean by accurate. Are accurate to Italian or accurate to classical Latin?
Both?
They're pronounced differently though. They're principes. From princeps. First. To be principes in Italian style pronunciation.
Oh, their morale is weakening now. I'd say they're this close to routing.
Maybe. We'll have to see though. They're holding pretty firm.
The human will for resistance eventually wavers.
Sure, indeed.
The Libyan spearmen seem to be holding up pretty well.
Yeah. But those need the principes left to take care of.
Oh, pretty much cut in half there.
Quite an aggressive fellow there. Die, die, die.
I think that's an understatement. Oh, they're starting to run away now. Yep, they're running for the hills now.
One of my Libyan spearmen are beginning to waver.
What?
But they're not very good units.
Really? Because they seem to be holding up pretty well.
Well, they're doing the best they can against what are effectively higher tier troops. Pedites extraordinary. The Hastati Samnikti. And these ones are companion hoplites.
A bit late to the party there, folks.
Well, you can see them as the fresh troops moving in to help.
So you can, sure, reinforcements, probably, actually. Well, they're holding themselves up pretty well, but the Libyan spearmen are pretty much doing themselves no favors by spreading themselves further away from the battlefield.
They're doing the best they can to fight, but they are effectively outmatched.
I don't know, they seem to still have most of the numbers.
You may have the numbers to some extent, but you're talking about the quality here. These are light spearmen with very shields, from Toreoid to some simple wickery shields, versus some heavy sword and spearmen with large, thick skuta and heavy armor, like chainmail. Well, there's a moving of my other troops to come in and hit the enemy from behind. Hoping the shock of that will do damage to them morale, take a break.
Heavy resistance there. What's going on over here now?
Moving troops around.
Oh, trying to circle them around, I'd say.
Hitting them behind. The javelins have a few shots left.
Oh, here they come now. Coming to take back what's rightfully theirs.
Originally, the Romans are basically trying to do that.
I guess it's all a matter of perspective. They're trying their best, but they're making no progress as far as I can see.
Well, see, the whole point is they're charging from behind to do damage to their morale.
Oh, smart.
Because rear charge does affect enemy morale. But not exactly the quality to actually successfully hold them off. It's more just morale.
Oh, well, it sounds as though it's working.
Certainly in the way it's moving the next guys in. These are my spearmen.
Coming in for the kill. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, that's pretty impressive.
Ooh, that fella gets stabbed.
They're trying their best there. They're definitely trying their best, I can say that much.
Yeah, tough and bloody brawl, this is. Those guys starting to waver, but so are the enemy.
Sure, everyone's getting worn out by now.
And we've won.
It's a close victory. That's not bad. Not bad at all.
And that is it